Creeping Death. Good title, but doesn't really tell us what this film is about. So let's find out here with the IMDb plot. And I will warn you, you're going to have to brace yourselves here. It is a long one. So let's give this a go and see what happens. Halloween was always Tim's favorite holiday until his mother was diagnosed with brain cancer. Now all he wants is a quiet night in. That is quickly disrupted when his friends pay him an unwanted visit after stealing a mysterious sack from the doorstep of a local crazy. This sacrilegious act unleashes the Aos Si, which I probably said wrong, but we'll go with it. A Celtic spirit, a Celtic spirit, see, already wrong, that walks the earth on Halloween. They must band together and survive the night or make the ultimate offering their lives. This Halloween, all who trick are treats. All right, so butchered some of that stuff, but made it through in one piece, unlike some people in this film. Okay. So that takes a little wind out of the sail and kind of covers a lot of the bases of what I was going to say anyway. But I'll still kind of go through a little bit of it here in a second. But let's get the usuals out of the way. New film is going to be airing on Screenbox, and I believe the date here is September 10th. So you guys can catch that if you have Screenbox. If not, you'll have to, I guess, wait a little bit longer. And for those who don't, maybe you have to wait till maybe it lands on Tubi or something else. But definitely making its way onto Screenbox here. And I received a screener for this one. Saw the Creeping Death title and a very interesting poster, which I liked. Simple, but I liked it. So I reached out and asked for the screener. So this is definitely a screener review, so that you guys kind of know that. And of course, since it's a new film, we'll try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. Obviously, went through a lot there in the summary. I'm not going to say there's a whole lot of twists and turns here, so I don't know that necessarily spoiling too much. But we'll still try to keep this as spoiler-free possible, so that you guys can enjoy the movie and as much of it without me ruining. So anyway, what to say that wasn't already said in that summary? I guess I'll just recap the summary to kind of start here. I think at the beginning of the film we do get an introduction to another group of young people here. Young people all have to suffer in all these horror movies. So we have another group of them. It is the Halloween season here, Halloween time. And so there's all kinds of craziness going on in this small town neighborhood here. And we do meet Tim, and he's going through an unfortunate time in his life with his mother, and having to deal with that situation. Obviously a tough situation. And so you're gonna feel for him in that moment there. So they're gonna kind of give you the introduction to some of the friends, kind of definitely make sure that you know about Tim and what he's going through. He's obviously dealing with that. It's tough. His father is gonna leave for the night and wants him to kind of stay home and take care of mom. Mom is not doing too well. Mom is hanging in there. Obviously, he prefers to hang out with his friends. There's a girl he's interested in that's going to be there with this other group of friends. And so obviously, he would like to be in one place, but has to do what is right here and stay with his mom, which is probably the best, because his friends get into some bad stuff here. And it would have been all on the friends if they hadn't come to his house after the bad stuff. But they're doing Halloween pranks and throwing toilet paper on houses and that kind of thing. And they come across one house, and there's an old man. He leaves a bag on the on the porch there and kind of goes back in the house. And they decide, why not? Let's steal this bag. Just mess with this old man. But apparently that was the wrong thing to do, because that bag was supposed to be part of some kind of sacrifice to kind of hold off these spirits that were going to come. And because they steal this bag and don't return it in time and whatever, this causes a chain of events that's going to haunt many, including themselves. But after they do steal the bag, they do go visit Tim and go to his house and so forth, to tell him what's going on, and to kind of brag and try to get him to go out and have some fun with them. But before you know it, the one that steals the bag, he left his phone there. So the old man gives them a call and say, like, hey, you need to bring me back that bag. And of course the guy the kid here wants his phone back. So it might feel like an even exchange, but maybe not. So we go through the whole thing where the kids go back to the house to give him the bag, get the phone, and obviously find the old man is no longer with us. And then this kind of causes the first kind of chain of events where everything kind of goes downhill. Before they know it, they're going to be haunted by this spirit mentioned in the summary, which I'm not going to repeat and butcher again. But basically, it is a kind of like an old legend here in this town, or old Halloween legend and so forth, and has basically come, for spirits and to collect bodies and people and all that kind of good stuff, to do its own kind of trick-or-treating. And through a book that they find with the old man, they kind of figure out that the only way to really get rid of this spirit, who's now destined to come after all of them and others in the town, they basically have to make a sacrifice. And they have to kill someone within their group, someone that they really care about, and so forth. But basically, someone is going to have to die in order to get this spirit to retreat and go back on its way and be at peace. And so obviously here we're going to have this creature, spirit, whatever, come and try to kill off, all this group of young people. And we see, the usual, to see who lives, who dies, and so forth. And as they try to figure out, what they can do to get rid of the spirit. So yeah, that's kind of the basics of it, and the run through of what's going to happen here. So, a couple of things about the movie. I think first and foremost, the I keep saying the spirit, if that's the correct term for the supernatural spirit here, creature, whatever you want to call it, is pretty creepy. So Creeping Death is definitely a good name for the movie and for it. I really liked it. I liked the design they did, the kind of glowing eyes, and just everything about it. And you get little glimpse of it, early on, and then obviously when things get more intense, when we hit the final moments of the film, and when we're kind of winding down to who's going to live, who's going to die, and that thing, and really get the spirit to kind of really come out and so forth. I thought they really did a good job with that. I really liked the spirit. I'm just calling it the spirit, whatever you want to call it, the Creeping Death, whatever. They really nailed it. I really liked it. I liked the eyes. I liked everything it did. Liked it in the end when it kind of came out and really, in the final moments to the final, kind of scenes here. So I liked that was really good. Obviously, some people are going to die in this movie. I think there are a couple of good deaths here. There's obviously one, kind of one of the first ones that the kids kind of get to see. Let's just say it kind of, I'm not going to go into specifics so you guys can enjoy it like I did. You guys know that I enjoy the blood and guts kind of thing. So let's just say, it ends up with whoever dies here, on top of a car, and we'll leave it at that. Good idea. I liked what's going on there. There's a funny line that somebody uses shortly after that to kind of reiterate what just happened. So that was definitely an early one that kind of stands out. There's also a scene, where they're in a barn and they, I guess, tried to make a plan to defend themselves. I guess I'll say it that way without giving too much away. I thought that was a really good scene, and kind of the way that kind of turns out. So yeah, there are some good deaths here, and definitely some good action here with this spirit. Definitely liked that. As far as the group of kids here, or I should say young people, it was okay. I think, I'm not going to say the acting was great from all parties, at all moments, but I don't think it was anything that, would kind of make you want to turn this off. It might have been, and I think there's definitely a character or two. I won't, try not to give it away, but definitely they are going to insert at least one character here who I think at one point you're just going to just be like, I can't wait to the creeping death spirit here kind of takes this person out. So, they kind of give you that kind of character. I always enjoy when they do, you want to have that person that you root against, or when they die, you don't really care. You're like, yes, finally, we're done with that person and we can move on. So they are definitely going to give you that kind of character here. So yeah, and not that the acting is terrible, but there were some moments there where I was just like, yeah, whatever. But nothing that it's gonna make you be like, I just can't stand this and have to turn this off. And it is okay. And it's definitely, most of the film is at night. Even in the house, it's generally dark. So most of the film is kind of dark and so forth. Like I said, there's a barn, and then later there's a field. So it definitely gives you a couple of good places. There's kind of a funny scene where they kind of take an Uber, and it was kind of weird how that kind of Uber got there, and I didn't remember them or kind of remember them seeing them kind of call for an Uber, but one just kind of happened to be there or so forth. So that, that's kind of funny scene, as they get into this Uber trying to escape. So it's not really a comedy, but I think there are, a few moments here sprinkled in that kind of you can laugh at. So that's definitely a good scene in it as well. I said at the top there wasn't any big twists and turns. I actually, now that I'm going through this in my head, and as I talk about it, there is definitely a twist and turn in here, and I liked it. I didn't quite see it coming. I didn't think that we were going into the we need a twist kind of thing here. It turned out to work really well. Like I said, I wasn't kind of in my mindset to look for it. So when it happened, I was like, oh, okay. So I thought that was a nice move. I'm not going to obviously give that away here, let you guys see it. I think, you'll know what I'm talking about definitely late here in the film. So I did like that. That was a good move. Kind of liked how that turned out. It just a nice kind of thing that happens towards the end of the movie, and all the excitement of the final act here. Like I said, you're going to get to see more of this spirit kind of come out and make its final appearance to kill the last remaining people here. And so yeah, there is a twist there, and I did like it. Maybe you guys kind of catch it maybe a little bit early on, but I definitely did not see it coming. Kind of well, I won't say that because then that might kind of tip things off here. Um, won't give you give you guys any hands here. Um, but yeah, definitely. And then I think having definitely the beginning and having the mom be sick and so forth. I'll see that's going to play a little bit of a role, kind of maybe midway in the film, kind of once they kind of figure out what the um spirit is up to and what it wants. That's going to kind of play an issue there. Give you more reason to hate a certain individual here in this movie, and definitely drive some tension within the group. Nice little added element there to get to at least that point. So definitely some good parts here with the writing with that, and definitely a little bit of a twist there towards the end. What else to say? I don't know. I think that even though this movie is coming out in September, it is maybe one to again. I think there was another recent review I did that said I said something to kind of warm you up to the season that's coming. I know a lot of us are we watch horror movies all year long, but now it's kind of when it's just a little bit different. You're just a little bit more in a mood for it than maybe earlier in the year, and now you're really looking for it. Now you're really sinking your teeth into some of these movies and so forth. So I think this is another one here that is going to kind of maybe get you a little bit more in that mood. Definitely it's happening in Halloween, so and so I think that watch this year, and this is definitely one that you might play back again next year and the year after. Maybe not as your go-to or on your major Halloween list, but another one to maybe kind of get you warmed up to Halloween. So this might be well placed here in September to kind of again kind of get that flow going, get you in this mood of Halloween coming. So with that, I think I'm going to give it 3 pools of blood. Like I said, I really liked the spirit here, liked what they did with it. It definitely carried the movie for me. I did like the little bit of a twist at the end, and definitely some of the deaths. So that kind of outweighed anything else here that maybe I wasn't going for with it. So definitely 3 pools of blood here for this one, and that of course is out of 5. Again, September 10th, if I got that correct, on Screenbox. I believe I have a press release on Promote Horror for this movie, so I will make sure to remember to put that link down below as well, so that you guys, if you want more information about the film, maybe see some pictures, the poster, the trailer, and so forth, that should all be there in the press release for you guys. If you're looking for more information about it. And yeah, so horrorscorereviews.blogspot.com is where you can find all of my reviews, written and video. Certainly mostly video for a long time now. So definitely you can like, subscribe, and do everything else that everybody wants you to do here on YouTube. But if not, no worries. It is truly okay. I thank you for your time regardless. Twitter, Facebook information down below, so you can follow, like there as well. If not, it is okay. But if you want to talk horror, you have something to review, please feel free to reach out there. And definitely in the comments section, once you guys get to check this out, I'd definitely be interested in your thoughts on this spirit. Did you also like the design there, liked what it did, and so forth? And definitely whether you like the movie or not. Please feel free to discuss that. Anything else horror-wise, if you want to reach out in the comment section, please feel free to do so. So, yeah, with that, I guess I'll catch you on the next review, horror fans.